Okay, so this lesson is solving linear inequalities. This is week 11, lesson 1. Okay, again, this is all not new. It's been a while since we solved linear inequalities, so I wanted to give you a few examples. These examples are not the ones that were provided by the county, so they are ones that I'm making up to help you. But the worksheet is on Schoology and also on the Blackboard document that the county shared if you would like to try some of the practice problems. Okay, steps to solve inequalities are very similar to the steps that you use to solve our regular equations from the last video. So you're going to distribute, combine like terms, get your variables on the same side, move your constants, and then lastly move your coefficients. The only difference is we're talking about inequality symbols, which are the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to symbols. If we get to the last step, when you're moving your coefficient and you multiply or divide by a negative, you need to flip your sign. Okay, so for example, we have this one here. So let's go through our steps and see what we can do. There is nothing to distribute because I don't see any parentheses, so we don't have to distribute. But we can combine like terms. I notice that 6x and 6x are on the same side. So I can combine them together to make 12x's. And I still have my plus 2 is less than 14. All right, so we've combined our like terms. So now we have to get the variables on the same side. Well, there's only one variable. It's right here. So we don't have to do that step at all. But we do have to move our constant because that 2 needs to get away from the 12x. So to do that, we need to do the inverse of operation. So since they are adding, we need to subtract 2 from both sides. Okay, 2 minus 2 is 0. So we have 12x is less than 14 minus 2 gives me 12. Okay, my constant I moved. Now I need to move the coefficient. So I need to divide by 12 because that's the last step to get rid of that multiplication. So I have x. And 12 divided by 12 is 1. Now here's my question. Did I divide by a negative number in that last step? Did I divide by a positive 12 or negative? It was positive. So since it was a positive, we do not have to flip the sign. We're going to keep it the same direction. Okay, you only flip the sign if you multiply or divide by a negative. So now it comes to graphing these on a number line. So if you remember from our unit in class, if you are doing the greater than or less than symbol, you're going to use an open circle. If you have the equal to symbol underneath, so greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, you need to fill in the circle so it's a closed circle. So looking at our answer, we have x is less than 1. So I don't see an equal to symbol underneath of it, so I'm going to put an open circle at the number 1. And I need to shade all of the numbers that are less than 1. So all the numbers that would be less than 1 would be all the numbers that are here on the left-hand side. Okay, so that would be how I would graph my solution. Okay, in this example, let's go through again. I see that I need to distribute, so we're going to do that first. So 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3r gives me 15r. And I do not distribute to that 7 because 7 is outside of the parentheses. So I'm just going to bring down that and our 127. All right, distributive property, done. Combine like terms. So you may notice that we have 30 and 7 on the same side. Those two pieces can be combined together. So 30 plus 7 gives me 37. And I'm just bringing everything else down to keep it all nice and neat and organized. All right, so combine like terms is done. Get variables on the same side. Well, we only have one variable. There's not 2, so we could skip that. Move the constant. So what's on the same side as our 15r that has to move? That's the 37. So 37 is positive, so we're going to subtract 37 from both sides. Okay, and if we take 127 and we take away 37, we're going to get 90. All right, so our constants are moved. Move the coefficient. So that 15's got to move. So we need to divide by 15. And 90 divided by 15 gives me 6. So we have R and 6. Now, did we divide by a negative? Nope, we did not. We divided by a positive 15. So we do not have to flip our sign, so the sign can stay the same direction. All right, so since I have the equal to symbol, the greater than or equal to, I need to put a closed circle on the number 6. And then I need to decide, am I going to shade to the left or to the right? So this is R is greater than 6, so all the numbers that would be greater than 6 are the ones to the right. Okay, this one involves double distributing. So we have to distribute both sides. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. Negative 2 times 6n, sorry about that little spike there. There, let's try it again. Is negative 12n. Okay, then we have 6 times 8 is 48. And 6 times negative 2n is negative 12n. Okay, so distributing, done. Combining like terms. On each side, there is no like terms to combine, so we skip that. Excuse me. But we do have variables on both sides. I have negative 12n on this side and negative 12n on here. So to get them together, I'm going to have to add 12n to both sides. Okay, so negative 12n, those cancel each other out. We end up having negative 10 is less than 48. Now, is that a true statement? Is negative 10 less than 48? Yes. So this one, actually, we can't graph. This one has infinitely many solutions. Okay, because we ended up eliminating our variable and we come up with a true statement. So it is infinitely many solutions. So for all of these, just remember, if you divide by negative, you have to flip the sign.